They say real men don't talk. I say they just haven't been asked the right questions. This ain't about trends. It's about truth, about faith that don't fold, love that costs something, and manhood that still means something. I'm not here to argue. I'm here to build. This is the Always Up podcast, season 2, Too Real to Win. For the men still trying to love right in a world that loves wrong. It always starts the same way. A loved one tells you the truth you didn't ask for, and instead of hearing the heart behind it, you hear the tone. You call it judgment. You call it negativity. You call it hate. But sometimes accountability just shows up wearing the voice of somebody who still believes in you. We've built a world where comfort is king, where any form of correction feels like control. We protect our feelings like they're fragile glass, forgetting that truth was never meant to be soft. That's the tension. Everybody wants healing. Nobody wants holding. We post about peace, but run from process. In the book, The Courage to be Disliked, Ichiro Kashimi writes, "Freedom is being disliked by other people." That hit me, because real accountability feels exactly like that. Someone loving you enough to lose your approval. You ever notice how quick we are to label someone toxic just because they stop tolerating our excuses? That's not toxicity. That's transformation. I'm trying to find peace, but there's no need to pretend. Most definitely. Truth and peace speak the same language, but only the healed can hear it. So if somebody corrects you and your first instinct is offense, maybe they didn't hurt you. Maybe they just held up a mirror you weren't ready to see. Because the ones who fear accountability aren't scared of being hurt, they're scared of being seen. Accountability is love with structure. It's what keeps relationships from rotting under silence. But we live in an age where people confuse honesty with hostility. If it's not validation, it's violence. The truth is, people who've never been corrected without being crushed can't tell the difference between help and harm. That's why so many mistake guidance for gaslighting. Real accountability doesn't come to embarrass you. It comes to align you. It's not punishment, it's perspective. When someone holds you accountable, they're not questioning your worth. They're reminding you of it. They're saying, I see more in you than this version you keep defending. But that kind of love doesn't trend, because accountability doesn't flatter you. It frees you, and freedom requires friction. So when people say they want real relationships, what they really mean is they want painless ones. But nothing real grows without pruning. Even peace has boundaries. The moment you understand that, you stop calling correction abuse. You start seeing it as protection. Not everyone who challenges you is against you. Some people are just allergic to watching you settle. Because correction isn't cruelty, it's clarity. There was this couple I used to see all the time at the gym. They looked perfect from the outside. Matching outfits, same schedule, same post-workout selfies. They even had matching protein shakers. That's when you know somebody's deep in love. I mean the illusion. But you could always feel a tension under the surface. One day she was struggling on the bench press. He walked over and said, "You're lifting too heavy today. Focus on your form." She rolled her eyes, set the bar down, and said, "You always have something to say. You never just let me be." And right there, that's the moment most relationships break. Because advice starts feeling like attack once ego gets involved. You can't even tell somebody their tire's flat anymore without starting an argument. He wasn't criticizing her. He was protecting her from injury. But her pride translated guidance as control. And truth be told, we never really know what's happening in somebody's house. Correction in public can feel like control in private. Sometimes accountability only feels wrong because the timing does. That's the world we live in now. Everyone wants a partner. Few want a mirror. We say we want accountability, but only if it agrees with us. The hardest truth about love is this: you can't fix what you won't face, and you can't face what you keep defending. When someone loves you enough to challenge you, they're not trying to change who you are, They're trying to protect what you're becoming. That's what accountability really is. It's not someone pulling you down. It's someone stopping you from falling apart. Because growth rarely feels gentle. And sometimes the loudest "I love you" is the quiet "you can do better." For the men listening, hear this. Accountability isn't control, it's commitment. It's what separates a leader from a liar. Because anybody can talk structure, but only the disciplined can live it. Real men don't fear correction, they invite it. They understand that pressure reveals peace. That's why some of the strongest men you'll ever meet are quiet. They've learned to be still while being sharpened. But a lot of us grew up in homes where correction came with chaos. So when someone finally tries to hold us accountable, we feel attacked, even when it's love. That's how you end up defending the very patterns that keep you stuck. You start mistaking accountability for abuse and rebellion for freedom. True accountability doesn't strip you of power. It restores it. Because when you can own your part, you stop blaming the world for what you built. And that's what leadership really is. The ability to stay humble enough to listen and strong enough to change. Because maturity isn't about how many people follow you. It's about how many times you can be corrected without quitting the mission. So before you call somebody too hard, ask yourself, do they really lack empathy or do you just lack endurance? Because love isn't supposed to feel easy. It's supposed to feel real. Accountability doesn't destroy connection. It defines it. It's how you learn who can handle truth without turning it into distance. Because love without correction turns into comfort. And comfort, over time, becomes corruption. Sometimes the people who challenge you the most were sent to remind you of the standard you pray for. And sometimes losing their voice is how God checks if you really listen. The truth is, accountability isn't about making you smaller. It's about preparing you for the size of what you said you wanted. So if someone's silence starts to feel loud, maybe they didn't change. Maybe you just stopped listening. And that's where most of us lose our grounding. We confuse comfort with care. We mistake silence for safety. And we forget growth still has a sound. Because calm without structure is just avoidance. And structure without calm is control. The goal is balance. And that's where we're headed next. Thanks for listening. If this episode hit home, share it with somebody who needs to hear it. This season, Too Real to Win, is for the men still trying to love right in a world that loves wrong. No clout, no gimmicks, just truth. I'm Brian B. Turner, and this is the Always Up podcast. Until next time, stay focused, stay faithful, and always up.